We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Watch the whip. Alert flare. Flare. Check 43.
This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The pass rush specialist, D. Ford, in on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Second down, Murray sets to throw. He will find the rookie from Iowa State. That's Hakeem Butler. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
In your face.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Well, the Cardinals last year, of course, struggled 3-13, but 2 of their 3 wins came against these 49ers. In fact, the Cardinals have beaten the Niners 8 consecutive times. Last time San Fran beat Arizona was 2014. And remember, these are clubs that meet twice a year. From just shy of midfield, Murray got his man. That's Mecole Hardman, the rookie. That one good for 26 and a first down. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
It's a first down on a gain of 10. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Watch the slant.
To throw is Murray. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Hakeem Butler with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Niners take over first down 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10 at their own 21. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Here we go, here we go.
From the 21, it's second and 10. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
It's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
First down 10 at their own 11-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
At the 16-yard line.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Johnson running right. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down.
Here we go. Henry. Like 5-4. Are you getting ahead? Are you getting ahead?
Throwing is Murray on third down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be fourth down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Hey. You got 3.
21. Here we go. Small. No. Hit.
Garoppolo. Throw left side, complete. That's Hodges. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
12, fellas, here we go.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
11. I got you. Hey, Alpha.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brooks Reed was able to find his way to the QB. Here comes the 49ers punter now. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. D Ford able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Johnson. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. Give him 8, maybe 9, but they're still left with a 3rd and long upcoming.
Mark 54. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay.
Let's go, baby.
His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Oh, now Murray has it stripped. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Give him 8 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Before this season started, Johnson said this new offensive system would allow him to really be effective in the passing game. He actually likened it to 2016 when he had almost 900 receiving yards. He said one of his goals is to become the 3rd player in league history to hit 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in the same season. They also noted that he's really comfortable in this scheme. It's like his college days at Northern Iowa when he was part of a team that based out of a shotgun with a running quarterback. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Johnson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. Murray going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's Murray. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Back to the air on second down, it's Murray. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Nick Bosa in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Hey, come on. 57. He's tired of you. He's tired of us.
They'll run on first down. It's Johnson. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 20-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, let's get it right.
On second down, here's Murray. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and it'll bring up third down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Now Murray. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Hakeem Butler, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez to add the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Hey, dude. 36. Line 36.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. So that'll get him to 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. They go play action here on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking...
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll run it with Johnson. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. And it's taken in at the 9. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Garoppolo, 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down.
Exit.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That'll be complete to Breida. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, box truck.
You got 3.
11.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gold with the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
49ers 14.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Murray going to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Pretty solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in.
Partner, we've been lucky enough over the years to watch Richard Sherman work out in practice, training camps, and I always come back to one thing, the intelligence in which he plays his position. Because he knows what he wants to get done and what offenses can do to him, he takes very few false steps. And it's almost
Murray fighting, lost the football.
on plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
12. Hey, team 6.
36 to Mike.
Get hot.
Watch the back here. Wide. Get wide. Check 3.
Get hot.
Garoppolo gives to Breida, and he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Garoppolo now looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
21. Go ahead.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. His throw caught at about the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here we go. 180.
Switch gears.
Hey, alert. Get hot.
They'll try to run with Breida, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Andy Lee now. He's been terrific so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Being chased out left. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. D Ford in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A big spot now for the rookie Murray. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Barkevius Mingo in that time on the tackle. A lot of people felt Johnson was a little misused during what was a disappointing 2018. 940 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns. Great for most, but not the season Johnson was hoping for. And he said this offseason, there are a lot of good running backs in the NFL, but I'm the best. And now he's trying to prove it, hoping to get back to the production that sent him to the Pro Bowl in 2016. That would certainly help his rookie quarterback. First grab for Fitzgerald. He's got a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Right there. 54.
Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. D Ford, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long.
56 to Mike. 56.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray, he wants it all for the end. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals have once again taken the lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get this back to just the 20 with a penalty marker down. Let's see what this is about. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. On first down, here's Breida. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here we go.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Wait. 11. Hey, echo. 52. 13. 2. Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, orbit.
To throw is Garoppolo. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 48, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
SOS.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. David Johnson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals turning that interception into a touchdown. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. A good pickup there, 21 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
21.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So it's 49er football here as we get your reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. To throw on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo to the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here we go.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Here's Breida. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Matt Breida, his 2nd touchdown of the night, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gold with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet, and we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw it, Murray. And his throw here is incomplete. The tight end, Max Williams, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime we have
That's
a
right.
defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
At the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, right there.
To throw is Murray. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Murray to throw. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Brings up 3rd down and 1.
The Cardinals on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Back to throw. He's got his man, that's Hardman. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1, not the case.
First down at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Murray, one final try. And this is going to be caught. It's caught. And they've won the football game.
Brandon, you know I love boxing, right? You know I love big fights, right? I had given them the standing 8 count a few times along the way. And look at how this one ended.
Yeah, they had, well, I guess 9 lives, just like a cat, kept fighting, and they're in the end making the huge play to get the game winner.
I guess that's the epitome of you always have a puncher's chance.
So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Cardinals, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.